complex. Good morning, everybody. Ed Parcaut with Real Estate Jerky Daily here with Mike Kelly.
That would be good
because
to have somebody come on and talk about the soccer complex.
Yeah, because I actually think it's ridiculous, but who am I?
Yeah, who am I?
I mean, what are we going to do about conventions now?
I guess soccer's huge, and I don't know if they're going to rebuild a convention center someplace else and maybe give the contract to our buddy Craig to build it. But if they're going to tear that down and replace it with a soccer field, how many years is that going to be? And they're already not booking at the
well, yeah, they stopped
convention because you can't promise a wedding venue if you're not going to be on the ground.
Yeah. All right. I'll let you go first. You got numbers because we're not here tomorrow, by the way.
By the way, look, there's the numbers.
Wow.
Look at those closed sales per day. That sucks. This is through October 18th, 484. I blame the government shutdown. Government shutdown doesn't have anything to do with any continuing escrow because escrow companies are privately owned or corporately owned, and they're still working. 602 listings a day. That's pretty low too. And in 541 pending sales per day. Wow.
What are agents saying?
And they're all saying the same damn thing. What they actually did last week is a quarter of us actually did something, and that's a positive number. They closed a sale. An eighth of us, a third of us, 1/16 of us had a handshake, entered escrow, and then a quarter of us did listed a property. So, but everybody, I mean, look, all down. Look at that. Listings will be up. That was
that used to be 50%.
It used to be 50%, and it was still a negative number based on the previous week, the previous week.
So now it's 1 and 4 versus 1 and 2.
Exactly.
Yeah, everybody's got. So that's the whole thing I've been talking about.
Yep.
Stay alive till 25 is I'm dying in 25.
Yeah.
And the whole thing about next year is going to be higher by 7%. Don't make your life around it. Yeah, you need to go do what's best for you and your family.
You really do.
And I'm not trying to push people out. I'm just trying to be reasonable. And and this is it. I do well, but I'm not doing anywhere close. I'm a third or a tenth of what I used to do.
Yeah, I'm probably.
I mean, I still make a good money, but that's not.
I'm probably about right now year to date half of what I did in 24 and 3/4 of what I did in 23.
Yeah, but I don't even want to talk about what I did in 2021 and 2022.
Those were blockbuster years.
Yeah.
I'd like to go back to those years right now.
Actually, I don't, because I did a lot of volume, but I made good money, but I make good money now
with less volume. So you have a little bit more time.
Yeah, that's why I'm doing so many different things. And I want continuous income, no matter if I'm working or not.
Or sleeping.
Yeah.
I like sleeping income.
I'm putting a bunch of stuff in that way so I don't have to.
Yeah.
Anyway, so, all right, let me talk about the actual what we do for a living.
Let's do it.
Market. All right, so existing home sales came out.
You
don't do existing home sales? I don't do,
no.
All right, so existing home sales rebounded in September. Existing home sales rose 1.5% month over month in September to a seasonally adjusted annual pace of 4.06 million per National Association of Realtors. That's a 4.1 annual increase, a positive sign after a sluggish summer. Lower mortgage rates and modest improvements in affordability are bringing some of the buyers back into the market.
Gotcha.
Then now the tariff thing is kind of that was September. We're in a totally different month now.
We are. It's October.
Inventory is on the rise. Unsold inventory rose 1.3% month over month to 1.55 million units. I think that's including everything that we, when we talk about inventory on Housing Wire, that's just single family homes and that kind of stuff. I think this is everything,
right?
Yeah. And that's a 14% jump year over year. This marks a 5-year high in existing home inventory. We're now sitting at nationwide at 4.6 months supply, up from 4.2 months supply in September. What are we now? What are we here, you think?
2.2
so 2 months
in
on average
in Modesto right now. And that's based off of Tuesday's sales meeting. Manteca's inventory is like 4.5 months, but Manteca's inventory includes a lot of new subdivisions. So they've got, subdivisions, you're building and building and building and building. And so it keeps the inventory kind of high. It's not just single family resale homes.
Right. Okay. There was a survey from Clever Offers.
Oh,
yeah.
What did they survey?
Well, what they're looking at is pricing strategy and sales strategies for residential mortgage, going solo or getting help. So they did a survey. And they looked at homeowners who chose to sell with agents and many that, without agents, who sold without agent, and they're regretting it.
Yeah, they are.
29% sold by owner. Another 29 went with cash buyers. Sellers using agents earned $6,200 more on average than those who didn't. Again, this is nationwide, so we're not talking California.
Right.
This is smaller properties we're talking about. So that's 86% of agent-assisted sellers were happy with the process, compared to just 71% of do-it-yourselfers. Yeah,
I love it when you get mad at yourself.
Avoiding commission fees may sound appealing, but 42% of FSBOs, for sell by owners, sellers were willing to lose over $15,000 just to skip an agent, far more than the typical 6% fee.
Yeah. Isn't that crazy?
Yeah. Key regrets for sell by owners, sellers: poor pricing decisions. 1 in 4 struggled to price their home. Negotiation stress: over a third wish they had done better. Slower sales: only 51% got an offer within 2 months versus 65% with an agent.
You're not exposed to the market at all.
Yeah. Takeaway: the data says loud and clear, experts are good. The expertise of a good agent often always pays off.
Yeah. We're going to get you well more. 9 times out of 10, we're going to get you well more than the commission you saved.
Yeah, exactly. And plus the commission amount plus more.
Right.
Yeah. Not just covering the commission amount. That's what I want to be clear on.
Right. And national average, back in the early 90s, national average used to be, you'd leave about 30 to 35% of the table as a for sale by owner, simply because you're not exposed to the market.
Right. But now you can pay to be on that MLS.
Yeah, you can. I think Zillow allows FSBOs. I even think MetroList, where we put our information, they were allowing FSBOs for a while. I don't know if they're still doing it. But you're still not really exposed.
I don't know if you heard this, but Realtor.com got hit with a copyright lawsuit.
What did they infringe upon?
Surprise twist in the world of real estate. They're facing a lawsuit over copyrighted photos of Travis Kelce estate, the same home where he reportedly proposed to Taylor Swift.
Oh,
the photographer Brian Burns claims Realtor.com used her copyrighted images without permission. Lawsuit says the Realtor.com aimed to capitalize on Swift Kelce's engagement buzz, driving traffic and revenue. Burns alleges that the use of the photos damaged her ability to license or sell the work. While NAR is named, they clarified they had no involvement in Realtor.com's editorial decision since 2014.
Yeah, that's owned by Robert Murdoch.
Yeah, it's a timely reminder to agents, marketers, and platforms: make sure you're covered on copyright usage. Content is king, but consent is critical.
Yep.
Yeah.
That's why.
Damn! I got to take down her picture. I had on my website.
Travis Kelce's?
No, hers.
Oh, that's what I said.
What else? This is I can't believe MBS Highway's not caught up today. There's nothing really to report because the government's still closed. Home equity is slipping. It's funny how yesterday we had something saying that home equity was
on
up.
the rise.
Home equity slipping. Underwater homes rising. Adams, this ATTOMS Q3 2025 report paints a picture of equity trends. Equity rich homes, those who have 50% plus equity, declined to 46.1, down from 47.4% in second quarter. Seriously underwater homes owe 25% plus more than the home value, rose significantly to 2.8%, up from 2.7%. Yes, I'm smiling and laughing because that's ridiculous. They're really reaching for information.
They're grabbing. Yeah. They're grabbing for a story.
We're not telling you that they bought 4 months ago.
Yeah.
This is
exactly
with an FHA where they put no money down, or one of those CalHAFAs where they borrowed the down payment and it's now slapped on as a second against the house. Yeah. Let's not talk about those things.
So you can skew numbers any way you want to corroborate your story that you think, I may be able to sell this.
Despite median home prices hitting a record, that's down 370,000. Equity growing is slowing after years of rapid appreciation. We're still appreciating in certain areas. It's just the other areas that are having problems that are taking. If you look at a national number, they're taking everything down.
Yep. Yep.
Regional shifts. Northeast saw equity gains like states like New York and New Jersey. Florida, Arizona, and Colorado had the largest drops in equity rich share. Florida, we know why.
Florida, yeah.
Arizona, water problems. Colorado,
I mean, they don't have any.
yeah, well, yeah, it's running into an issue now.
Yeah,
for everybody.
And what are the problems with Florida?
You know what the problems with Florida
I know,
is.
but if somebody listened to us for the first
condos
time,
and the fact that they all need to be retrofitted
to survive hurricanes.
And the biggest thing is because wherever you move to over the past 3 years, everybody leaves one place and goes to, and values go up so much. 3 years later, they have an issue, and that's where they're at.
They don't like it.
Well, no, people, just in general, the values went up so much. The average people who live there now can't afford anything. It's the same thing that happened in Las Vegas.
V-Town,
which so San Jose, Buffalo, and Portland, Maine lead in equity-rich metros.
Oh,
yeah. Baton Rouge, North Carolina, and Little Rock, Arkansas top the list of underwater metros. I can see that.
Portland, as crazy as Portland is.
Yeah, it's weird that Portland and even Washington State is starting to do well again, and they're so crazy up there.
Wow.
I mean, they're worse than California.
I think that's where a lot of California libs went and then expanded their liberalness.
All right, let's look at some regional sales data. Sales by region. Northeast is up to 490,000 homes sold, and that's up 4.3%. South is up 1.86 million sold. That's at a 6.9% jump.
So Northeast, you're talking Virginia, New York, stuff like that.
Well, wherever the East is up in North. Yeah.
Just helping our listeners out.
Well, if they don't know, Google it.
Well,
and then South, I said that will be in the South,
right?
The West, that would be us, and up the coast saw the biggest monthly jump at 5.5%, up to 770,000 homes were sold.
Well, you got all those NVIDIA people buying stuff for cash over in Pacific Heights.
There's
7 of them.
If we're looking at dollar amount,
I know.
That would be correct. But number of homes, that's because they probably did 30 homes for the people who have that money. But but for dollar out, that's a lot for the area. Midwest, only region to decline, dropped 2.1% month over month to 940,000 homes.
I'll be darned.
Yeah, the South continues to dominate on volume, but the West is finally showing signs of life after months of sluggish sales. That's because our values are so ridiculously high. People can't afford it. You got to make 120,000 to buy an average home in our area, which I'm going to say 500,000, but that's not average. That's
that's a nice entry level home, really. I mean, it's a 3 or 4 bedroom.
Well, it's not 400 over in Watts area. Yeah, so that's pretty much all I have for today.
It'll be interesting to see what will happen next year, if there'll be a revitalization of some areas that have decreased in value as a result of their surroundings.
Well, it's the same thing that happened in San Francisco.
Yeah,
San Francisco went down for a couple of years, and then everybody started buying
those areas.
Buy those condos. They're like $250,000 off.
Yeah,
and some people did. Now they're tight on inventory again. So,
yep, you heard it here first, folks.
Yeah, months ago we talked about that.
Yeah, we did.
All right, that's all I have for today.
Yeah.
Do you have anything else?
I don't.
Okay.
There's little piddly stuff, but then it just sounds like I'm bitching. So
yeah, well, you are.
I am.
Yeah, because I could bring up the whole thing about the damn lies today at the Rotary. That statistics where they have, certain nationalities and how they're
lumped
doing
in there,
and then they only had, they don't have because for me doing loans, we only have so many races.
Right. How many?
And then you have 4, and then you have, Hispanic or not Hispanic.
Right.
Well, if you're looking at what races are doing well in certain things, you got to put everybody under white. That's white. And then you can have a separate category showing of this, not Hispanic or non-Hispanic, and break it out that way. But you can't do Hispanic and white. That's not telling the true story.
Yeah.
It's how you skew the numbers to get
correctly.
Skew the numbers the way that you want to push a agenda,
a narrative. Yeah. I agree.
All right, that's all I have because I'll get bitching for a while.
I'm glad Bill Phillips was here. He's a smart guy.
Yeah, he's here all the time to check on us.
Yep. All right.
We'll talk to you on
Make
Monday.
It a great day.
We'll talk. Actually, I'm not here next week, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, but I'll be back on Thursday and Friday. Maybe Mike will come on.
Yeah, I probably don't think so.
No, I don't think so.
I don't have a very nice studio like you do.
Yeah, you do. It doesn't matter. You don't have to. You can just use your phone and upload.
Yeah.
All right. Make it a great day. Thanks for being here.
Bye,
we'll
Kathy
be here on
King.
the week radio, though, this weekend.
Yes.
All right.
Bye.